Hey everyone, let's go ahead and talk about that state of play. Now, for whatever reason, Sony keeps doing these states of play where they show some pretty mid games that frankly nobody asks for, but they keep on putting out millions and millions of dollars and they keep on giving us these, for lack of a better word, mediocre products. Now, that's not to sit there and say that there weren't some games that were interesting on the show or anything, but I would have not. I would have preferred that they just go in there and just do separate, like release videos for these things, as opposed to doing this giant state of play that, frankly, causes more consternation than it does excitement. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the games that I found to be the most interesting, and then we'll go from there. Now, the first game that I found very interesting is this game right here. Obviously, this is Silent Hill F. This is going to be the new heroine, the protagonist, this little girl that's sitting down talking up to the other girl on the balcony, that little girl down there. This game looks pretty exciting. I'm a really huge Silent Hill fan. This game looks like it's going back to form. The other Silent Hills that came out were kind of not okay, but Konami has made a big deal of trying to reintroduce itself back into the gaming community. It really got a bad side of the gaming industry for a lot of bad decisions it's been making with regards to its properties. Frankly, Hideo Kojima was one of their biggest stars, but if not the biggest star working at Konami, but they really ran roughshod over him and over the Metal Gear series. They tried to turn Metal Gear into a live action service. They put out some really shoddy Silent Hill products, and they, for the most part, let all their properties languish. But here, they're returning back to form. They actually came out with a really good Silent Hill 2 remake that received critical acclaim and was well received by the gaming community. And this game actually looks pretty interesting. It really looks to be a very frightful experience. I have definitely afraid of really creepy looking Asian girls with very long, matted and dirty hair, and that's what it looks like to be right here. So Silent Hill F actually is going to be coming out this year. I think it says, let me just go ahead and fast forward. It's going to be coming out September 25th. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and definitely check that one out. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. This is a remake from one of the best Solid Snake games, Metal Gear Solid games that was released. This was released back during the PS3 era, and it's just been a complete total overhaul. We're going to be jumping back into the role of Snake. I don't think he earned the Solid part of his name as of yet. So this basically is the telling of the story of how he becomes a big boss. And I'm looking forward to playing this. This game is also going to be coming out this year. I don't have any more to say on this game other than what I've already said right now, because hey, we've all played Metal Gear Solid 3 before, Snake Eater. You see that they got the Great Ape Escape all included in the game. So this looks to be a very really good, interesting surprise here. And let me go ahead, and this game will look like it's coming out August 28th. So definitely looking forward to that one as well. This game right here, this is once again a situation where a foreign nation actually provides a better Marvel product than an actual American studio. One of the longest games that I've played is Marvel Contest of Champions. It's a mobile game that was created by Kabam, which is a Canadian company. Then there's also Marvel Rivals, which is handled by NetEase, which is a Chinese company, and that one is even more surprising. But then this game right here, this game is coming from Arc System Works. I think Arc System Works developed Dragon Ball Fighters, and you can actually see the influence there. in this particular game. This game, when I saw this game, I actually just was floored by how it just looks so crisp, so clean, so well animated. In fact, if you they actually just showed a close up on Star-Lord right there, and it looked like he was a comic animation right there. The background seems to be more actually more polygonish, but the characters themselves, it's almost like the Marvel Rival style, and you just see Doctor Doom just coming in right there. And my goodness, does he look really good. All these characters actually look really good. That's the Johnny Reyes Ghost Rider, by the way. And then here's Aurora Monroe, aka Storm, coming in. Now the only character that I was kind of not thrilled to see off in there was Miss Marvel. They really keep trying to force Miss Marvel on everybody, and they still don't take it. But I think right here, I think in this particular instance, she actually appears to be okay. Captain America and Iron Man. That Iron Man, by the way, I love how they make him look like a Sentai Japanese mech type looking guy. That really tells you the influence, the Japanese influence that's on this game here. So this game is only coming out in 2026. Marvel Tokone Fighting Souls. I might actually just break down and buy this game just to go ahead and own it. Overall, it was an okay show, but those are the three games that stood out the most for me. And frankly, again, those games could actually really go ahead and have been just announcing their own separate trailers, or they could have been part of the Summer Games Fest proper, which is going to be coming out on Friday. I knew this was going to be kind of a really boring show the minute when the first game that debuted was Lumines. Lumines is a fine game. It's okay, but it's definitely not a game that deserves to be mentioned in a state of play. There were some other games that were mentioned as well. Digimon Stories, Time Stranger. Yeah, people like Digimon, but we didn't need to know about that game at this point in time or anything. A Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. It's like, oh, okay, well, you didn't have to announce that one either during this show. They also debuted Sony debuted their first wireless fight stick. If you guys have never seen their fight stick before, let me go ahead and bring that up here. So there you have it. There's their very first fight stick. I guess Sony's never done one before, but this is officially their first fight stick. Now, it makes sense why they released this during this show, because, of course, my game of the show happens to be Marvel Tokone Fighting Soul. And they got this stick released in time. I wonder how it's going to compare to some of the more accomplished, or rather established, fighting sticks that are on the market. This obviously is going to be paired to the Sony PlayStation platform with ease. Wonder how it'll do on PC. But again, something that could have been announced separately, but didn't need to be announced during this show. And so they had other games that were mentioned. They had Neo 3, which looked fine. They have a demo that's available for that game today. Thief VR. Oh my goodness. I'm so over VR. I don't want anything to do with VR or anything like that. Tides of Tomorrow. This game looks like it is going to be the next Concord. I don't think anybody was probably excited when they saw that game. Now, it's a multiplayer story, so it's live. It's another live service game. I mean, the backgrounds look pretty good and everything like that, but it's all this environmental mess. And you always can spot the diversity, equity, and inclusion in all these types of games and everything. And I don't think anybody is going to be excited for this game at all. This is called Tides of Tomorrow, and their hook is you can play. You can follow certain whatever person played the game before you. You can deal with their consequences and stuff like that. Just doesn't seem all that interesting or anything. And so, yeah, so they did show Final Fantasy Tactics. I love Final Fantasy Tactics. It's one of my best PlayStation games ever. In fact, if not one of the best Final Fantasy games ever made. But to debut that during this broadcast, nah, I don't think you needed to do that or anything. Romeo is a Dead Man. That's a title from Suda51. If you guys know Suda51, he does a lot of weird games, killers. So if you're familiar with No More Heroes or Killer 7, then those are two of his big games. Those he mostly developed games on the Nintendo platform. But this game, Romeo is a Dead Man, is coming to PlayStation 5. It looked fine. It looked fine and everything. And the rest of the other games just weren't worth it at all. So this, for me, this is another mediocre state of play. I think the biggest disappointment for this state of play was when they decided to go ahead and just show a very brief glimpse of Ghost of Yote, and the close-up of that character of the woman who is going to be playing the ghost, or rather the protagonist. Yeah, it's not doing the game any favors. She really does look very masculine. Yeah, so there she is right there. I still don't know her name or anything, and frankly, I don't care. But they decided to go ahead and show this just a very brief glimpse of her, and a lot of the glimpse of the dog. Which, truthfully, I wouldn't mind playing as the dog more than her, because she just does not. I'm not interested in her as a protagonist. I really wanted them to finish Jen's story, as opposed to just jumping off and starting something completely different. So overall, I give this thing a C. I give it a C. I don't think it's gonna move people to buy the system if you haven't already bought the PlayStation 5, or it definitely won't move people to buy the PlayStation 5 Pro if I'm being honest. So those are my thoughts. What did you guys think about this? About the event? Were you guys impressed by it? Jump down in the comments and let me know what you thought. And remember to like, share, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. All that stuff helps me out. This is Chris Bolts Gaming, and I will check you guys in the next video.